Hi all, welcome to session 62 of the PySpark series. So this is going to be the last session of this series. Okay, I I think I cannot limit this series. I think there is a lot of knowledge in PySpark, right? That we have to that we can have, but somewhere I think I need to wrap up this series, right? So that like I can move ahead for further series, right? So I'll be bringing few extension series to PySpark and SQL, right? But this one will remain the series for all those beginners or those who are trying to explore and become I think uh, um, uh, experience in coding, right? PySpark coding, fine. So this session, last session, we'll be understanding around data frame writer API and the writer modes. Basically, what are the writer modes for data frame writer API? Okay, so the general the cycle with which we work in data engineering basically is what we do. Let's say we read the data, right? We read the data frame. I think I told you earlier, right? Second thing, we process the data, right? We process this data frame. Maybe we do some filtering, we do some joins, right? Whatever as per business logic, right? And then what we do, we write the result, right, to some location, right? That might be your data lake location, might be your DB, right? Might be your data warehouse, right? Depending on the client or business requirement, right? So reading the data frame we have learned, okay. Processing, I think we have done enough topics, right? Enough sessions on processing the data frame. This session I want to dedicate especially for writing the results to uh, the location, right? That might be, as I said, data lake location, or you know no SQL DB or SQL DB anything, right? Fine. Now for reading a data frame, we know, like, we have Spark reader API, which we write like this: spark.read. Let's say format, right? We specify some format, and then if there is any option or schema, right, that we specify, right? And then we put load, where we put file path here in the load, right? Okay, that's how we specify data frame reader API. Data frame writer API, basically what we do, for example, let's say there is df, right? Df is a data frame I have got after processing, right? And this I want to write to some, let's say, data lake location, right? So what we do, we basically do it like this: df.write.format, right? Dot mode. What are these modes? I'll let you know. Okay, dot option. So what do? We specify the option here, right? Let's say writing path, right? Where I want to write this data present in this df, right? Dot save, right? This is general, generic syntax of data frame writer API, right? Whatever results I have in this data frame, I can write to the location specified, right? Right, as in I save to that location, right? Okay, now uh, just to recap, while we read the data frame, we have, let's say, I'll tell you quickly, data frame read modes, right? We have three data frame read modes, right? Permissive, okay, then fail fast, if you remember, and then third one is drop malformed, right? Drop malformed, okay. Permissive is default one, and then there is fail fast and drop malformed, right? If you still face difficulties in understanding this, do visit my previous sessions, right? And now data frame writer modes, right? So there are four data frame writer modes basically. So I'll tell you, first it is append, right? Second is overwrite, right? Third is, let's say, error, right? And fourth is ignore, right? So now there is one more difference in data frame reader and writing, right? While reading, the data frame, we can specify the file path or folder path, right? If we specify folder path, all the files in that folder will be read, right? But while writing the data frame, while writing the data frame, we specify only folder path. We specify folder path, right? Files will be returned to the folder, right? Now, this data frames will have something to do with the data present in the folder, right? Let's say there is some data already present in the folder, right? If you put the append mode, it will append the data to the existing data in the folder. Existing data in the folder. This will append, right? As its name suggests, it will append, right? What overwrite will do? It will overwrite existing data with the data we are writing, right? Whatever data I am writing, for example, in this data frame, the existing data present at that folder location, okay? Existing data in the folder, right? It will overwrite that data. It will replace that data with whatever data I am trying to write. Error is what? It will throw and error if there is data already present in the folder, right? Let's say I'm writing to some folder, right? And in that folder, some data is already present, right? If I try to write my data again with this error output mode, it will throw me an error. What is that error? We will see now, right? In some time. Ignore is what? It will ignore or it will not write the data to the folder location if data is already present. If data is already present, it will not throw any error, right? It will just ignore. If there is data, it will ignore. It will not throw any error. Okay. Now, each of this writer mode has the business requirement, right? Append is something like if we are doing some insert only operations, right? Then we will use append. Overwrite is something we are doing some full load, right? Every time we are doing transformations on full data and then we are writing, then it's overwrite, right? Error is like if there is data in the folder already, I don't want to write the new data there, right? And ignore is something just don't fail, just go ahead. I want to continue with my pipeline, right? That's the purpose of ignore. Okay. Now, for this demonstration, what I have done, I have just taken the data, one of the data frames that we previously used. I think we used this in some session 33 or something, right? Just a second. It is marks data frame. It's very simple. Uh, Basically, student name, the subject name, and marks, right? So I will just create this data frame. Okay. And let's say from this data frame, I want to write only marks of those students who have got 99 marks, 99 or more, right? So what I'll do first, marks underscore df dot filter, right? Now you know how to filter. F dot call marks, right? What is that column name? Marks, right? Greater than equal to f dot lit 99, right? 99. This is what I have done. First, I have read the data frame, right? Now, what I have done, I have done some transformation, right? Now, this data, right? I want to write to my some location, right? I'll specify that location. I have the location here, right? First, let me check if there is any data present at this location. Okay. How I'll check that? What I'll do, I'll just create one data frame, spark.read. Let me put parquet, spark.read.parquet. and this folder location. Okay, and let me see dot display or dot count. We will put count, right? Let's see first if there is any data present at this location. Okay, part does not exist. That means there is no data. Simply there is no data, right? Now what I'll do, I'll write this data. So how many students have 99 marks? 99 or greater? 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So what I'll do, I'll just write the format that I have told you. This one. Where is that? Yes, this one, right? Let me copy this, okay, and paste it here, right? So yes. Now format, let's say I want to store in Parquet, right? Mode, let's say what is the first one? Append, right? Append. Let me put append, right? Path. What is the path? I think this is the path, right? This one, okay? This one, right? Just a second. I have to enclose the path in the quotes. Okay, dot save, right? Let me run this. Okay, this will write. So it is successful. Now I'll create the data frame from the location where we have written the data, right? So let me create and let me see the count. See, what is the count? 4, because there are 4 students having 99 marks, right? Now see, if I let me display this also, dot display, right? Let me display this and also the count. Okay, right? Shrikant, Ganesh, Akshay and Mayur, right? Now if I run this again, right? If I run the append again, what I told you in append, it will append the data to the existing data in the folder. So I should see this data, 2 entries of this data, right? If I run this append again, right? Let me run this again. This is successful. Let's run. Let's see what is the data present at the writing location. See 8 records, right? Shrikant, Ganesh, Akshay, and Mayur, they have two records for each, and we have 8 records, right? Fine. Append is done. Now let's do overwrite, right? Let's understand the overwrite. Okay. Now what is overwrite? Overwrite is basically it will overwrite existing data in the folder with the data we are writing. So all the 8 records, we are expecting that all the records should be overwritten by the 4 records that we are writing, right? So let me put it here, overwrite. Let me run this, overwrite, right? Let's see now what is the data present at writing location. See 4 records, right? So whatever data you have at the location, the folder that you are writing, if you are overwriting, be aware, be cautious. The entire data from that folder is going to be overwritten by the data you are trying to write, right? Okay, fine. Override is done. Now error. Error is what? If there is data present at this folder location, it should simply throw me an error. The data is already present there, right? Let's see what error it is throwing, right? Error, right? Let me run this. See, the folder already exists. Set mode as override to override the existing path, right? So if there is data that is already present, the error mode is going to throw an error saying data is already present at that location, right? Let's run this again. Let's see if there is any action happened in the backend. Okay, see, nothing has happened, right? Okay. Now, what is the last mode? Ignore, right? Let's run the ignore. Okay. Ignore. So ideally what it should do, if data is present, it should ignore. It should not write anything and it should not throw any error also, right? See, see the time of operation, 1 second. All the other operations, it has taken some 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, right? Ignore has taken only 1 second because what it has done, it has just checked at the backend. At this folder location, is there any data present? Yes, present. Ignore. Within 1 second, it has completed that operation, right? Now let's see if it has written something. We are expecting it should not write something. The 4 records that we had, it should present there as it is, right? That is ignore mode. Let's do one more experiment, right? Uh, let's do one thing. First, uh, let's remove the data from this location, right? There is one databricks command. You don't have to worry as of now. We will learn this in databricks series, right? But I'll just remove, it's simple Linux command that I'm going to use. I'm just going to remove the data from this. Whatever data is there, I'm going to remove, right? Okay, fs.rm, and I want to remove the data. Sorry, I have to specify this as true. Just a second. True, right? Yeah, dbutils, sorry. These are databricks utilities which we will learn later on. Don't worry about this as of now, right? So now data is deleted. If I run this one, it will throw an error that there is no data present. See, part does not exist. Now what I want to show is, I want to run the ignore again, right? I want to see if there is no data present at the writing location, what it will do, right? Okay, let's run the ignore again. Okay, and now let's try to read from writing location. See, it has written the data. That means how ignore is working, right? It will not write the data to folder location if data is already present, right? It will not throw any error. But if the data is not already present, right, it will write the data to the folder specified, right? So ignore will ignore only if there is no data present at the folder location, the location to which we are writing. If there is data already present, it will ignore, but if there is no data, it will write. Okay, fine. That is how ignore writer mode works, right? Now one more thing I wanted to tell you. In case of writer mode, right, permissive is the default mode, right? If you don't specify anything, it is permissive. In case of data frame writer mode, what is the default writer mode, right? Let's try to understand. Let's not go into theory. Let's try to understand practically, right? I'll remove this mode from here. Okay, removing this mode. Now currently at the writing location, we have 4 records present, right? That means four some data is present there, right? Let's see now what will happen. I'm not specifying any mode. See what it has done. And the location already exists. And this error we got for which one? Error, right? It means error. This is default, right? This is default writer mode, right? So every time while writing, you will find in your project or the place where you are working, the writer mode will be specified always. Most probably it will be append and overwrite. These are largely used writer modes. But if you don't specify and if there is any data at the writing location, your pipeline is going to fail because this is the default writer mode. right? Pipeline going to fail, as in you can put try except loop there also. If there is any error, it will go into except and it will continue the pipeline, but there will be an error, right? Fine. Okay. So yes, I think that's what I wanted to tell you in this data frame writing mode. So basically, why we are writing? Because to show the business or to give business their requirement output, right? What is the default kind of syntax for writing? This is df.format, write.format, mode, option, right? We're specifying path. We can save the writing as a table also, right? What we can do, we just have to put here save as table, and here I'll be putting table name, right? So let's say you have some data and you want to save that as a table, right? Do it this way. Do it this way, right? Fine. And we already know what are data frame read modes, data frame writer modes we have seen. Just to revise what we have done in append, it will just append the data that you are writing to the existing data present in the folder. Overwrite, it will completely overwrite your existing data with the data you are trying to write. Error, what it will do, if there is a data already present in the folder, it will throw an error. If there is no data, it will write. Okay, ignore, it is going to ignore, right? It is going to ignore, as in it will not write anything if there is data already present in the folder, right? It will not throw any error. But if there is no data present, it will write. Okay, so this is about data frame writer modes. Okay, and this is where I am going to conclude this pyspark series. Okay, do not worry, it is not the end. Okay, but this series is useful for all of those who want to start with pyspark or want to explore more in pyspark. Okay, there are couple of advanced series in pyspark only, pyspark and sql. I am going to bring in some span of time, maybe in next couple of weeks, I'll try to start those series. But this is right from scratch till I feel it is still the intermediate, right? You will be able to work end to end in Spark, Apache, I would say PySpark, through this series, right? Fine. That's everything for this session. And whatever your feedbacks are, do let me know, right? If you feel this is useful, do like, share, subscribe, and comment, and also share with those who want to learn and explore. Okay. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next upcoming series. Thank you so much.